Can you guys see me okay? It's very bright behind me. Hold on. Let's see. Woo! Very bright. My hair's all over the place. I woke up this way. I definitely need to get my hair cut. Oh, it's so hot underneath here. Just put 2 ponytails like so and go. And I look like a Freckles. Oh, did you guys know the Freckles? I used to love watching that show. Let me see if I can close the blind behind me, but it's so sunny outside. Hold on. Let me get the. Hold on. Let me get the light. Oh, Lordy. Let's see if we can get some better lighting going, shall we? Is that a little bit better? Still dark. Oh. Hold on. Oh, Lord. My arms are too short. There. Is that better? Does that work? Hi, guys. I'm sweating my ass off. I went outside this morning and to let the chickens out and all that, and it's super hot outside. So I'm already sweating. I haven't done anything yet. Went to a birthday party last night, so it's kind of a late night. And tomorrow I'm supposed to drive to Belgium, so I won't have time today to channel a post, but I will make a video with the zodiac signs for next month and post that, if that's okay with you guys. We just kind of have this kind of emergency stop in Belgium that we got to do, because apparently my kids' identity cards have expired, and I didn't know. Because me and time don't mix. I never wear a watch. Time kind of always escapes me for some reason. And I was like, oh crap. And we have to go to Belgium because the only other place where we can request a new identity card is in Paris. And with the Olympics, that's a no, because you can't get to any building, anywhere. Everything is locked up. So you can't it's like a fortress. You can barely get into Paris. And once you're in it, everything's locked off and you need to have some kind of QR code just to be able to walk around. So yeah, that's just not going to happen. So we got to go to Belgium and urgently get a new card over there for both my kids. Anyway, so that's why the emergency trip to Belgium is coming in. But we get to see Mom, so that'll be good. And I get to see my little nephew. So it'll be good to see what he's up to. So I got a ton of prep work to do today, and it's just going to be a hectic day. And it's supposed to be this hot, like 29 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit. It's just hot. And we're going to be in a car all day. So I'm not looking forward to the trip for 8 hours, but we don't have a choice. We're just going to do what we got to do. All right, guys, let's get started. Enough about me and my struggles in life. It's just annoying stuff. I hate paperwork. And ever since I was a little girl, and I don't know if you guys are like that too, but ever since I'm a little girl, I hate all that crap. Passports and this is obligated and you got to have a license to drive and blah, blah, blah. I hate with a passion any kind of stuff that we need to get in order to be allowed to even live or do something. It's just something that drives me absolute bonkers. And I've always been kind of a rebel, and even in school when they said, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that, I would do it anyway. I think it's just, if you're kind of rebellious like that, it's kind of a sign that you're in a more enlightened mind, because you know that it's all bullshit and it's just, I can understand to have certain rules. I mean, otherwise the roads would be chaos, and that's fine. But when you need permission just to live on Earth, right? When you need to have that validating piece of paper that says you're allowed to live on Mother Earth and breathe its air, it just drives me absolutely bonkers. They're just property paperwork. You belong to this country. It's your ownership card, is what I call it. We should just be allowed to live wherever the heck we want to live on this planet, because it's our planet, it's our home. So all their imaginary borders and anyway, let's not go into the negative, Emma. Breathe. Okay. Let's get started. Kia toa. Let's get you a card, my love. Aloha. See, sometimes I wander off too, and I go, oh, Emma, you're going into the negative. I'm like, okay, wheel it back, Emma, wheel it back. Kia toa. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. There we go. Okay. It's almost like they're kind of saying, stop identifying with the belief that you're not being supported. It's like, I think like the feeling I'm getting is you're trying to change certain things or certain aspects in your life. Maybe you're trying to develop something. Maybe you have a dream of something you want to do, and it's just not unfolding. And it just feels like whatever it is you want to experience in this current lifetime, you're frustrated because you don't see it unfold. And they're kind of saying it's because of that belief system that everything is not unfolding, that everything is postponed, because it doesn't feel like it's not going to happen. It just feels like be very mindful of the belief system. You believe either consciously or unconsciously that everything is moving slowly or everything is not evolving as you want it to. But that's a belief system. They're kind of saying it's not that you're not getting help. It's not that you're not getting the assistance, because spirit has been trying to assist you for quite some time now, they say. But it's your belief system that gets in the way, that everything is hard and that everything is takes time and it's yeah, I don't know if I'm making any sense. So the assistance is there, the energy is there. It is meant to happen. Whatever it is you want to experience in this journey, it is meant to happen. But it's your own human belief system that gets in its way. You are hindering the evolution by limiting how you feel about it or how you see it happen. It's almost like because you don't understand how everything is possible to unfold, you get into kind of a frustrated state, or you get into a feeling of not being assisted or not getting the help, or maybe this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's those kind of thoughts and those kinds of feelings uh, that you choose to agree with on an unconscious level, and therefore it just kind of postpones everything. It always puts everything on a hold. Does that kind of make sense? So they're kind of saying, look, if you just remain in an excited place and knowing and repeating over and over and over like a mantra on a daily basis that it's already been made, that it's already happening as we speak, and that all you need to do is hold on to the joy and the excitement of those desired thoughts and desired experiences, that you will eventually align with it, that there's nothing to worry about, but that it's going to find you when you relax into it, when you just kind of flow with it, when you just go into that knowing that everything is already happening today, and that the experience of what is already happening is on its way. Does that kind of make sense? Am I making any sense? It's morning. you know but that's kind of what they're saying. Get out of your own way, basically. That's what they're saying. Observe and analyze your own belief system. What's the story you tell yourself that is getting in the way? That's what you need to figure out. And then once you figure out that, oh yeah, because I think that and because I feel that, that's what putting everything on kind of a delayed rhythm, then you can change it and alter it, and everything will flow to you a lot more easily. Because I do feel that 2025, 2026 is going to be exciting times for you. I don't know why, but there's going to be massive change. Something's going to click, is what they're saying. Something's going to click. You'll get it. You'll get it. Just get out of your own way. Get out, leave the human ego behind and just trust your soul essence that it knows what it's doing. Okay? Give it the reins. All you need to do is get excited. All you need to do is remain in that excitement of what the outcome will bring. Don't worry about how everything's going to unfold. It'll just unfold naturally. All you need to do is remain in the end result of what you want it to be. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense? If not, I do apologize. Kim. Hello, sweetie. I really hope you do come to the event. I so wanted to meet you. And we have other people from Germany coming. They can help with the translation. Let's see. This one. Okay. Whoop. Hold that camera fell on the floor. Oh. Okay. What do we get? Ooh, bees, flowers. It's a beautiful yellow card. Joy and happiness. One. Number one right there. Number one. And it says yellow, joy and happiness. Look at those beautiful flowers. One is the symbol of a new beginning, transformation, a new cycle in life. And so are the kind of the bees and the flowers and the butterflies and the sun. It's all about new beginnings, springtime. I kind of feel like you're going through final stages of ascension. As we're getting closer to the end of the year, so are you guys getting closer to the end of the whole transformation process. And we are all, including you guys, are all going through a hard time right now, physically, energetically. because of the massive um, changes in the Schumann resonance right now. And for people who don't know what the Schumann resonance is, it's kind of the energetic heartbeat of the earth. And they measure that. And if you've been looking and following the Schumann resonance, which you can do online live, we've had these massive blackouts. It's kind of like I would have to show you, but there's usually it's kind of a bluish and then green and reddish orangey colors that are just kind of stable. But these last couple of weeks, we've had these massive blackouts where it's just black and there's no frequency that's being measured. And those are kind of energetic portals that are opening up all over the world. And then you sometimes have, I think on the 25th was a big one. If you guys didn't feel well on the 25th or felt off or anything like that, there was this massive white energy with this reddish kind of seeping in at the bottom, which is, I mean, those energy frequencies, the changes of those frequencies are so large and so all of a sudden that it really impacts our health, and it really impacts our energy. Like, you just feel tired and you just want to sleep all day, and those are those moments where we have these massive kind of burnouts in energy. And they're kind of saying, look, whatever it is that you feel is off, that's what's causing it. It's not what you're doing, it's not what you're thinking. It has nothing to do with you on a personal level. It really has to do with this finalization of ascension of the planet. Okay, so not only are we feeling the ends, kind of the end math, I don't know what's the end times of this switch from one dimension into the other, but the earth is now finalizing too. She's in the end stages of shifting as well, and so it's having a massive impact on all of us. Like, for me as well, like, I have days that I could sleep all day, and then I have days where I'm okay, but I haven't been in my energetic self, which normally I can get so much stuff done. I'm such a busy bee. I haven't been able to do that in the last 3 years. It's like everything I plan to do each year completely goes down the drain. I've not been able to accomplish anything this year that I had put on my to-do list of I need to get this done this year. Nothing. Everything's fallen through. I have days where I'm completely, like, I wake up and I'm exhausted and all I want to do is sleep. And it's just what it is. And we have to just just accept it and surrender to it, because there's nothing we can do and it's not our fault. There's nothing we're doing wrong. It is just the massive impact of everything. But you're going through, the number one, like I said, it's all about a new chapter. It's about a new realization, a new creation. It's about renewal and a kind of a redesign of the journey. And that's what's coming for you. So they're just kind of validating, because you've been doubting, they say. You've been worried that you're doing things wrong, or that everything around you is not, that maybe you're going backwards again instead of forward. And they're saying, no, you're right on track. You're moving towards that new creation, that new world. The new spring is coming. You're just being influenced by some massive worldly energetic shifts. And the reason they're so massive is because it's kind of complex, and even I don't understand all of it, but it has something to do with kind of like an energetic portal that is open right now, that has been open for about, since the beginning of this year, where everything can go from one dimension into the other very quickly. That's why you might have noticed that one day you're in the fifth dimension and the next day you're back in the 3D. It's like the portal is open. So we have this free transit, very fluent transit between both the 3D and the 5D. But at the end of the year, they told me that transit is closing, that door is closing. And over time, people will still be able to move from the 3D to the 5D, but it'll take them a whole lot more effort to do that. Now it's easy. And for us, it may not seem easy because we're not feeling good and it just feels off and the world feels off and nothing makes sense anymore. And again, the reason it doesn't make sense is because we're living in two different dimensions. One day, the next day, we're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Still, and sometimes we are in 5D, but we're still observing the 3D because the portal is open. Okay? Just imagine there's two houses opposite each other. And normally there's a gate around the houses, and you can't just walk from one house into the other. But now the gate is open, and so you can walk in from one house to the next and back and forth freely without any hinder. As collectively, the new house is changing its frequencies. So, but at the end of this year, that portal, that door is going to be closed, and so after next year, people who are still in the 3D at that time, by the end of the year, they'll still be able to get to the 5D eventually, but they'll have to do a lot more effort and crawl over the fence and do massive healing and massive, on an even larger scale than we've done. It's going to take, I think most people won't do that and will transition and die and choose to end everything on a soul level. So, and then be reborn in the 5D. Most people will check out, is what they told us. But for some, it'll still be a possibility to move there. I'm not making any sense. I'm probably babbling again, but sometimes I just know things and it's so hard to explain, put it into words. But that's what's going on. I haven't seen that. See what you guys said. Woo! Oh, good. I hope you do come to the event. It would be so much fun. It's not a big group because I did sell a lot of tickets, but a lot of people at the last minute are like, I'm sorry, we can't come. This has happened or that's happened. So unfortunately, some people have backed out, and that's okay. I understand. But it's still a good group. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We can help each other out. I speak a little bit of German. I understand German. When you speak it, I usually know what you're saying. I just have to think about how to say it in German myself, because I did do German classes for a couple of years. So, but it's been a long time. Oh, Kim says, yes, we have the feeling that the energies are fluctuating a lot. Sometimes they get better and then worse again. Yeah, it's just all over the place right now. And again, we're not meant to invest in a lot of creative activity right now. We're meant to surrender and just get through this kind of last phase of transitioning. They said everything that 2025 is the creative year. That's when we rebuild. That's when we create new things for ourselves. Because I wanted to get my book written this year. Well, that didn't happen. They told me that's not the right time. You don't have enough energy and that's probably why I got sick too, because I was forcing everything. I'm trying to do what is, what people expect me to do, and it just wasn't working. And so they just shut me down. And I think that's just what it is. As human beings, we're so programmed to feel bad whenever we don't get things accomplished, right? And it's a program, and we got to get rid of that. And I think for me, that's the final stage of this ascension, is to get out of that. You got to make people happy, keep people pleased, and do what is expected of you. And I still struggle with that because I want everybody to be happy, and I want to help as many people as I can. So I also put pressure on myself. You got to do this and you got to do that, and it just doesn't work. At the moment I put too much pressure on myself, it's like I get shut down energetically, and I think it's just like it's almost like a response from the universe. Like, nope, there she goes, there she goes again. Oh, shut her down. Right? So I just have to accept, and so do you guys, that we're not going to create much this year. And maybe some people will, but most of them won't. And we're just going to be tired all year, and it's just one of those difficult transitioning phases into the final stages of ascension. And it is what it is. Okay, but they're saying you're doing good. Okay, Kim, please don't worry, you're both doing great, and new beginnings are coming. We just gotta hang in there for a little bit longer. Okay, all right. Marie Nawatni. Been a tough time lately. I'm a single parent struggling with finances. Any messages? Yes. Let's take a look, sweetheart. We've got 2 inner desires and mutually beneficial ventures. Oh, there we go. It goes together. This is for Marie. Let's see. Inner desires. Set some intentions. You are entering a phase of plenty or may have a sudden windfall. Goals are within your grasp. Well, if that's not clear, then I don't know what is. You're entering a phase of plenty. And then mutually beneficial venture. There's an extraordinary connection at the forefront of your life at the moment. Utilize this relationship to benefit everyone concerned. All right, what am I getting intuitively? They're basically saying you're not struggling. You just think you are. Okay? They want you to repeat that. It's almost like it's the belief system that you are struggling that continues to bring more of the struggles. So it's really important to understand that the moment you remove that belief system and you replace it with, I am abundant, the universe takes care of me, I don't need to worry about things. The moment you change from one frequency into the next, from a negative frequency where you believe in the illusion of lack, and you move into, it's okay, everything's going to be okay, the universe will take care of me, money comes easy to me, abundance is within reach. The moment you switch from that, to that belief system is when you're going to see the changes. Okay. And I know that can be really hard when we look at our bank account sometimes and we go, how are we going to do this? But you need to have faith. I grew up in poverty. I remember eating peas for a whole month because that's all my parents had. They had received from my aunt this big bag of fresh peas, and that's what we ate the whole month. Peas every day. So, my parents are always fighting over money. They were always in debt. They always had problems. And so I grew up with a very bad relationship with money. And that kind of rubbed off on me for a pretty long time. And me and Gerald as well, we struggle because the more, we always were constantly confirming that we didn't have enough and we didn't have that and we can't buy this and we can't, our actions were constantly confirming that, our thoughts, what we said. uh, I was always worried about money because it had always been a worry thing since I grew up. So that just continued. And then at one point, I was so tired of worrying about money. I'm like, you know what? You guys figure it out. I gave the responsibility to my team and to the universe. And I still had to pay my bills. But before, I used to check my account almost every week or almost daily at some point. And eventually, I just went to once a month. I'm like, I'm putting all my bills in to get paid, and I'll leave it at that. And the less we started worrying, me and Gerald, the more we were like, you know what, you guys figure it out. You guys want us to have this certain life, so you guys figure out how money will come to us. The more we noticed that we didn't do anything different. We had the same job, we were doing the same things, we were buying the same stuff, but at the end of the month, we had more left over. And like, that's weird. So, we just started to notice that the less we worry and the more we change to a mentality of abundance is always within reach, lack is an illusion, and the money comes easy to us, and the universe takes care of us. The more we went to that mindset, the more we noticed that everything was changing financially, although we weren't doing anything different. So again, that's what they're kind of saying. Look, you have to be in that mentality of, we have plenty. We have plenty. There is no lack in this universe. Everything is an expression of you. Therefore, you cannot lack things unless you believe that you do, unless that's part of the story that you choose to align with. So, from a human ego perspective, it doesn't seem logical. Well, what is it just going to fall out of the air? Nothing seems logical if you look at it from a human aspect, but you got to look at it from your spiritual aspect. This world is an illusion. Nothing is physical. And therefore, every thought and feeling can manifest itself like that out of thin air into your physical reality. But you need to align with what you want. You need to believe it. You need to know that it's true. And you don't even need to believe it. You just need to know. Because if we just believe we can still be vulnerable to negative feelings. We have to become that truth and understand that you're the creator, and you don't need somebody else to make money for you. You simply need to know that you have enough, and that you have what you need to be okay, to be comfortable. And if you start with that, then slowly but surely you'll start to see that your finances will change without you actually having done anything different. What we noticed is, all of a sudden we started getting a refund. Oh, you overpaid here. And I was like, no, I didn't. But their system thought that we did. So we got money back here. All of a sudden we got a refund from the government. All of a sudden we got, oh, you won this and you won that. We won a lot of things at that time. It's been a while since I won anything, but it's because I'm no longer worried about anything like that. But, so we started to get a lot of benefits here and there. We started getting, all of a sudden, we got this letter from the government saying, oh, you have a right for this aid and for that aid, which we had no clue. And so finances started to improve because the universe was sending us all these little nidbits, all these little bitty things of financial support that, we didn't even know were possible for us. And that's what started to change. Does that kind of make sense? So you have to understand, that's what it says, set your intentions. It's not really intentions, it's more of you gotta just know that you're safe, that the universe will not allow you to suffer. You gotta have faith in your own soul, in your higher soul. You gotta have faith that she knows what she's doing. That nothing will happen or come to you that was not invited in, that was not allowed in by you. So when you embrace that, That's what it's kind of says, the mutual, they're talking on the card about like somebody else coming to help you, but it's not. It's you needing to help you. Okay, it's you need to allow your the higher aspect of yourself to allow your human aspect to help. Okay, your higher aspect will help you, but you have to get out of its way. You got to change the belief systems. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes any sense. There's always two aspects of you, and they're working together if you allow them to. But the human ego can get in the way, and that's why we feel lost. That's why we feel disconnected, because the human ego's belief systems can completely push our higher souls to a certain distance where we feel incomplete and we feel lost, and that's just because you're no longer hearing what your higher soul is trying to tell you, to guide you with. Doesn't mean she's not there, he or she's not there. It just means that your belief system is creating a disconnect. Now, if you work together and you say, okay, I trust you, my friend, because she's you, okay? She's just a different aspect of you with a better perspective up there, a better view. If you just choose to work together and have faith in her, then together guys can have the human experience and the spiritual abundance all at the same time. Does that make sense? But you got to have faith, okay? Don't just trust the human ego. You got to trust the other aspect of you, which is equally present, equally active and reactive. And it's just you, but the part that you're trying to, that you can't with the physical senses see and touch, but it's still there and it's still present. Okay. Hope that helps, Marie. Abundance is coming. Just know that. Okay. Let's see. Virla. You hit a wall, drove away, and I have to you have to go to court. Well, that's not a fun thing to do. Okay, let's see, Virla. Let's see which one, this one. Okay. The universe works fast when I'm having fun. You just basically what they're saying is just know that everything's going to be okay. Okay. And whatever flows from it, it's not as bad as you think it is. Trust and have faith that everything's going to unfold the way it's meant to unfold. That you're going to learn from this what you need to learn, and that it's only a temporary situation. Don't allow it to infuse or infect your day-to-day experience. Don't allow that one event to infuse your daily life with worry and fear, because that'll do a lot more damage than what this event will do. Okay, it's not going to be, it's almost like you're making up possible disaster scenarios that are really unnecessary. Will there be a reaction? Yes, there will be a reaction. Will something come out of this? Absolutely. But it's not going to be as bad as remaining in fear and worry would cause. Does that kind of make sense? So trust the universe, trust the process, stay positive that everything's going to unfold as it is meant to unfold, and know that this is just a bleep. This is just a temporary, thing. Should I change to a different lawyer? I don't think that's going to make a difference, to be honest. Let me pull a card, but oh, there it goes. It's not going to make a difference. Joy is the ultimate creator. Exactly. It's you. You're going to make the difference. Okay? Your energy, your thought process. Have you noticed it's all about joy, joy, joy? It's okay. It's okay. Rainbows and sunshines, rainbows and sunshines. Change the story in your head. Okay? It is what it is. You made a mistake, and just know that the universe will be there to assist you. The lawyers won't make a difference. It's you, your mindset, how you feel about it, how you remove the fear, remove the worry, and replace it with it's okay. I will accept whatever comes because the universe, it will not allow me to experience things that are not invited by me or my soul, that will not bring any benefit to me. Okay. And even if we have to pay a fine or whatever you may come out of this, because I don't see you going to jail or anything like that. It just feels like you're going to pay a fine of some sort. It's just money. That's all. Don't you worrying about this and going into fear will do much more damage than the process itself. Does that make sense? Well, if they pull your license, then that's that. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't, and I don't think they will. To be honest, I don't think they will. I think you're gonna get a. They keep showing me like a fine or something like that. Again, you're yes. If you look at the legal, what is possible for the legal things, yes, they can do a lot of things, but I feel like you just need to trust, okay? Because I feel like you're just going to get away with it with a fine or of some sort. And maybe a temporary suspension of license, maybe for a few weeks or so, but that's it. You will always be able to get your license back. So I just don't feel that's going to be an issue for some reason. But I do feel that you have to support that. Okay. That's what they're saying. You have to make it okay in your head and in your heart. You have to remove the fear. You have to remove the disaster scenarios, all the different scenarios that you think can happen. Get rid of that. That will do much more damage and influence a more negative outcome than if you just trust and just leave it up to the universe. Okay. All right, guys, leave it up to your team. I know you guys are helping and assisting, and everything will work out the way it's meant to work out. So I don't need to worry. Okay. And changing lawyers isn't going to make a difference. Okay. What's going to make a difference is because these lawyers do not control your creation. You're the one creating this aspect. And because you have a feeling that you're now at the mercy of somebody else making a decision for you, that's a belief system, which is completely false, because even lawyers and judges will respond to your energetic creation. It's your reality. Okay. But if you feel that you might be victimized by somebody else's decision, then you're giving away your power of creation to somebody else, and you're giving the other individuals the approval to make a decision in your place. But if you know that this is my reality, I'm the creator, I decide what the outcome is, and so it is, and you really have to feel it and become it. I mean, it can't just be something you say without supporting it with every inch of your being. Then it's if you can become that truth, and then it doesn't matter who's in front of you. Nobody can decide for you what your truth will be, what your outcome will be, how things unfold. You know, it's an illusion to think that other people have control over you. They don't. You create the outcome by choosing which frequency is going to create the result. And other people, let's say police officers or who you feel are in power, um, if you give them your power, then they will create the outcome for you according to their energies. But if you don't and you keep your power, then your energy will influence what they do, will shape and form their decision making, because they'll think it's their decision, but it's not. It's going to be your energy infusing their mind and their hearts. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know if I'm making any sense, but that's the thing. We can't allow victim consciousness to take over, because if we do that, then yeah, you're giving away your power and somebody else will make the decision for you. But if you stay in your power, then you and you alone are creating the outcome, the desired experience of the outcome. Okay, and your energy will influence other people's reaction towards you. All right, hope that makes sense. But that's what they want you to know. You're in control of the outcome, and staying in a fearful state and going over all the disaster scenarios in your head is doing far more damage than what the trial will do. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. Inquiring mind. I think my question was clear. How do we get into a state of creating the reality we want while surrendering to what is? Well, it's easy. When we have dreams or we really have intentions, oh, I want to do this and I want to start that, and you send out the intention, the excitement, okay? Your request form to the universe is your excitement about it. You imagine what it will do. Ooh, if I accomplish this business, or if I accomplish that, oh, it's going to be so much fun. When you get into that feeling, when you invoke the feelings, the excitement, the inspiration, the joy, the happiness that what you want to accomplish will bring you, and then you leave it up to the universe to figure out how. Okay, your job is to align with the excitement that what you want to accomplish is going to bring you. How that unfolds, you surrender to the universe. So you send out your request through your excitement and your visualizations, and you're imagining it, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be awesome, and you send that out to the universe on an energetic level, and you stay there. Try and hold on to that feelings, okay? Don't get disappointed. Try and hold on to it. And then the universe, you give it up to the universe, and you surrender it to the universe. And then the universe will send you signals and signs. Ooh, look, this. You still have to participate, but how it's going to unfold is not necessary for you to rack your brain around. You just simply need to follow the signs and the signals that come to you, the opportunities that'll be sent to you. You do have to respond to, you know. But the hows and the whens, that's something you completely leave up to the universe. Does that make sense? So that's how we create, okay? The problem, what humans do is they get excited and they see it and they're like, yay! And then they're like, oh, fuck, how am I going to get that done? And what do I need to do? And, oh, what if I don't have the abilities? And what if I don't have that? And what if I don't have that? And what if I can't figure out how to do it or how to get there? And what if I don't have the money? And, you know, When then we completely remove every creation there is. We're just put everything in an imprisonment. Um, so I don't know if I'm making any sense. So you're responsible for the energetic feed behind the creation, but you surrender to the hows and the whens. Even if you think, if your human ego thinks that's just not possible, well, then it's not going to be possible because you're the creator. And if you say it's not possible, the universe agrees with you. Does that make sense? But if you just you get into the excitement, you hold on to it, you visualize it, and people get impatient, oh, it's not shown up yet. And then they get to worrying. And our human mind is the demon in this story. It's always going to try and convince us that it's not possible because we were programmed that way. Okay, we were programmed to be disappointed, because then we stay in line. That's the thing. But that's what it is. So you have to align and know that what you want to experience has already been created in a certain frequency level. You're already experiencing that which you want. You just simply need to learn to align with it. And the reason, the way you start to align with it is by holding on to that joy and that excitement and that inspiration and all of that. And the universe will help you to raise your frequency so you can eventually meet up and have that physical experience. But you do have to be very mindful and be very present so you can see the signals and the signs of the universe, helping you to align with that reality that is already created. The thing is, the moment you come up with something in your head, it's a possibility. It's already being created at a certain timeline, a certain frequency, a certain parallel reality. You just need to find your way there. And the way you find your way there is by listening and following the universe's guidance, not by worrying how you're going to get there, because worry only leads you to disconnect from it, but by simply trusting that when the time is right for you, you will get that signal and that sign that you can't ignore and you can't miss. Okay. If you're meant to be there, then you're going to go there. Okay, it's as simple as that. You just need to trust that your team, your spiritual team, is not going to allow you to miss out on these signals and signs. And so that's the surrendering part. It's the faith that you're going to get there because your team's on your side, the universe is working for you, and your higher self is helping you get there. So you got a ton of experienced energies and souls helping you align with that reality. And so when we surrender, we get out of our human way, the ego way. Okay. When we surrender to things, then the ego gets kind of dismantled. It gets disconnected from the creative process. And that's a good thing because it's the human ego mind that gets in the way of everything. Because oh, it's not happening yet, and it still hasn't shown up yet, and this and that and this and that, just trust that the universe will give you, if you surrender to the universal process of creation, then you're gonna maybe even get more than what you could possibly think of. I, as a young girl, was convinced I was going to be a veterinarian. That was the only thing that brought me joy, was that thought. And my entire childhood, every birthday, every Christmas, I asked for veterinary stuff. Like my dad would buy tools, to become a veterinarian. There was no doubt in my mind I was not going to be a vet. And then you can think, okay, well, you didn't become a vet, so you really wanted that, and you could see it and you could taste it, and you were, physically preparing for it, and it still didn't happen. Why? Right? You could say, well, why didn't you align with that truth? Because my fear got in the way. One, my fear got in the way, and two, the universe had bigger plans. It still gave me what I wanted. I wanted to help. At that time, it was animals, and I still help animals today. Every hurt or injured animal people bring me, I will try and save. I will still do that. I take care of my animals like they are my children. Um, Animals will always be my thing, you know, and I love communicating to them. They're so wonderful. But one, I was in such a negative state at that time. I was very depressed. And I had no confidence in myself because of my dyslexia and everything else. I completely blocked my human ego, my human fears and doubts, completely hindered the creation of that reality. But the universe was still by my side. And the universe said, okay, well, you might have not gotten that because of your fears, but we're still going to give you what you're meant to do, which is to heal and guide. Okay. That's a veterinarian does the same thing, but for animals. And so they gave me more and guided me to, and it took a while to get there to figure it out. It took a lot of jobs and I'm like, no, that's not it. And that's not it. And then it took a lot of traveling all around the world to figure out who I was and get out of my own way and let my fears go and heal my past and so on and so forth. But eventually I ended doing this. And it's the same thing. I'm guiding and I'm healing, but on a much larger scale than I could ever do as a veterinarian. Do you understand? So I still got exactly what I was meant to do, but in a different way and much larger than I ever thought possible. Because this Emma was a disaster. She was a wreck. As a young girl, I was a wreck. I was a mess. I was suicidal. I had no confidence. I couldn't stand in front of a crowd and talk. I was so introvert. I was scared of myself. When I walked around outside of my home, people always said, "Look up, Emma," because I was always looking. I walked like this. I was looking at my feet. I wasn't even looking where I was going. I would just go every now and then. I would look up and then I would look at my feet. And the reason I walked that way is because I was scared of people. I was scared of the world. I was scared of being judged. I thought it was the ugliest thing that ever lived. I had a complete incorrect perspective on me. But if I had done then what I knew now, you know, everything might have worked out differently. I don't know. But that's okay. Everything works out the way it's meant to. You know, I still ended up being healer and a guide. Only doing it in a different way, you know. Does that make sense? And that's because at a certain point I started surrendering. I was like, you guys figure it out, because I worried and, you know, nobody liked me and I had no friends because they thought I was weird. No boys were ever interested in me. I didn't get kissed till I was like 21. So you get to a point where you feel like you're this complete failure in everything. And that's the point where I gave up. I was like, I was tired of trying to figure out how to make things better. And I started meditating and I started, you know, and I met Gerald, of course, and all that stuff. But all of that didn't come until the moment I surrendered. I was like, you guys figure it out. You guys figure it out. I'm tired of thinking. I'm tired of solving problems. I'm tired of, you know, trying to figure life out. And the moment I surrendered is the moment when clarity started coming. When I got out of my own way. Do you see what I'm saying? You got to get out of your own way. That human mind is the little demon. And it's not meant to be, but it's because we were programmed to doubt ourselves. We were programmed to block our own abilities. We were programmed to block our connection with the universe, you know, with our own bodies, with our planet. Everything is designed in such a way in the 3D world that we're completely left, or we have the illusion that we're alone and that we can't accomplish anything. Nothing we do is good enough, and so on and so forth. It's complete programming, you know. And the moment you start to take back your power and you're like, fuck you. This is my life, my creation. This world isn't even real. It's an energetic expression of a conscious mind and and a conscious heart. And you start to take back that control. And you start to realize that the whole universe loves you so much that it wants to give you and offer you this temporary experience so you can expand as a soul, that is always there to help you, even though the human mind doesn't always understand what's going on. Oh, I was late for work. Well, maybe, just maybe, the universe was protecting you from getting into an accident, or maybe, just maybe, the universe wants you to move to a different job where you have a nicer boss or whatever. There's so many things that we don't understand from the human perspective, and that's where we have to surrender to a larger knowing that your soul, who is guiding you from a higher perspective and a higher dimensional plane, knows more than the human ego does. We have to accept that you up there, that aspect of you that is helping to create this experience, knows more than you. That's the surrendering process. The surrendering process is to shut up the human ego and let the universe do its thing, so you can more easily and more freely attract and create the things that you want to experience without the human ego boycotting it or interfering with that creation. That's what the surrendering process is. You have to surrender the ego. Does that make sense? And trust that everything is happening already as we speak, even if the human ego cannot yet see it in it at this time. All right, I hope that makes sense. Hi, Yunko. Let's get you a card, sweetheart. So glad you could join. And maybe I'm just full of shit. Either way, it's a fun ride as we speak. Sometimes I think that. Sometimes I'm like, sometimes when I'm in a conversation with people, I'm like, I just start going off these lectures and, and this is stuff I've never learned. I've never gone to a spiritual class. I've never, I never read spiritual books. I just don't read, to be honest. It's just stuff just comes out of me sometimes, and I'm like, whoa. And then I think, well, maybe I'm just full of shit because I don't know where all this is coming from. Sometimes I just think, okay, Emma, whatever. Either way, if it helps us and if it helps your creative abilities, then we're good. That's the human ego that gets in my way sometimes. It's like, maybe, Emma, you're just full of shit. And then I go, oh, well. That's my human ego trying to boycott me. Yunko, you got two. Ooh. Merkaba activation and memories of Atlantis. Ooh. Either way, this is only a temporary experience. So we're going to be okay in the end, I promise. Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension. You are rising up. Woo! And then memories of Atlantis, spiritual acceleration, progress, technology. Wow, those are some positive ass cards, man. You are on the rise. You are doing exactly what you are meant to do. They are just validating it. Everything is happening as planned. You are aligned with your spiritual goals, is what they're saying. You have everything in place to continue to rise to success. It's almost like they're saying, see the golden city, visualize it, imagine it, know it's coming, know it's already on its way, and just get through the final stages of this transitioning, this ascension, the final stages of this year's ascension. And then next year, you know, massive change is happening for you. I mean, the change is already now, they say, but you experiencing it to on a fuller level. It's coming next year, is what they're saying, because it's just like it's kind of right here. It's always backwards. It kind of, I don't know if you guys remember that movie Tomb Raider, but she kind of puts the star together, and then they place it in that machine, and then the machine starts to activate and everything's exactly as it meant to. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting when I look at that, because it's the exact same kind of star shape. It's like you've put all the pieces together, you've put it in the machine, and the machine is working for you. The machine is doing its thing. And so you just need to be a little bit more patient as you're getting through the last final stages of the ascension. So a few more months, but then the golden city is within your reach. So you're moving through the portal. You've got the key. Almost look at this as a keyhole, right here. And this is your key. You have the key in your power, and you are moving to the golden city. You are on your way. And they just wanted to validate that. Okay. Does that make sense? Better question. What can I do to heal from narcissistic misuse? Again, change your mind. You're not a victim. Verily, your biggest lesson right now that you need to learn in order to ascend is to stop feeling victimized by the outside world. I was abused. I was sexually abused by my grandfather for over a year. And it ruined my childhood. But I'm not a victim. I refuse to be a victim, and we shouldn't be a victim. Your biggest lesson is to ascend victim consciousness. Everything happens for a reason. See, in that relationship, you became stronger. It was an opportunity for you to become more independent, to become stronger. See and find the opportunities that were there for you to become a better version of you. Everybody's a teacher, even my idiot grandfather, who did things that no grandfather should ever do. But it made me a better channeler. There was a whole bunch of aspects. Me going through that depression and me going into a kind of a withdrawal from the world. I completely disconnected from the world for years because of that. Helped me to go inward. I was meditating in my bed, and I didn't even know I was meditating. I would completely disconnect from the world and lay in my bed for hours. And at the time, I thought, I didn't know what I was thinking. I just wanted to remove myself from this life. But when I look at it now, I realize that I was meditating. I was connecting to that aspect of me that was not human. It really helped me to become the channeler and the compassionate person that I am today. It made me, it educated me on the subtle differences of 1,000,001 emotional responses, mental responses to pain, to suffering, to disconnect, to all kinds of things. So during that process of kind of self-destruction, I programmed and trained my body to recognize subtle differences and energetic shifts within the human body. And that's what helps me to channel better, because now I can, when spirit communicates through energy with me, I can pick up on exactly what that energy frequency is. That is disgust, that is pain, that is abuse, that is sexual abuse, that is this, that is that. I can translate their energetic language, which is how spirit communicates to us. They don't use words, they use frequency, energy frequencies. And our bodies translates those frequencies in language. We hear it in our heads, or we just know it in a language that we as a human can understand. But until you've been through all that shit, that's why so many channelers go through crap, go through a lot of trauma and a lot of challenges. We have to educate ourselves to recognize those subtle differences in the emotional spectrum of the human emotions. And we have to teach ourselves how to process that crap, how to process the trauma. So when we get to a point where eventually we're helping others, and we have, through self-education, through our own traumas, we've learned to recognize and understand those emotions. um, we become better channelers, we become better light workers, because we've went through it, we've learned and educated ourselves how to process it, how to deal with it, how to heal it. And so now we have all the skills we need to become the best light workers that we can be, because we will be able to take on people's crap, we'll be able to help and recognize everything a human person is going through, and give them, be guided to the advice that they need, because we've learned and programmed the human mind and the human body to recognize it, to understand the process of the healing, and to also, because we always take on some energy from the other person, to process after the session all of the trauma that we might have absorbed in that session, and process it and release it and back into the wilds, back into the universe. Is that going to make sense? So that's the thing. Everything, Virla, that I see that comes out of your mouth, and this is not a judgment, this is not a judgment, this is just an observation, is you feel victimized by everything. Oh man, now I got this, and then the court, and then this, and the, yes, shit happens to all of us. But as long as you align with being the victim, you'll never be able to transcend and become your most authentic self. You are the universe, my dear. You are God, and God is you. That's how big you are. You are massive. You're not just this little human being. You are the entire universe, and you're creating a universe of your own. But if you're creating the fact that you're a victim, then everything you experience in this temporary creation will be a reflection of that victim energy. So the more we stay into the victim consciousness energy, the more we're going to attract experiences that are going to create you being the victim. You have to become the manifester. And only then will you see a universe outside of yourself that will align and reflect back to you that, hell yeah, I'm the manifester. My creation. Does that make sense? And I'm saying to you this with all my love, because I know you can do this. And I know this is what you're meant to learn in this lifetime, is to rise above being a victim. Nothing in our reality comes uninvited. And that's hard to believe from the human ego. But it is what it is, because it's your creation. Okay? And we can even attract things that are not even necessary. But because we are in control of our vibrational frequency, and because this virtual reality is a reflection of your frequency, what you feel in here, you will experience out there. So when you choose to take back control and say, fuck this shit, this my thing. Okay, you take that back and you change this, then the outside reality will change as well. Now, I have an online class course on learnitlive.com that goes into detail how to transcend victim consciousness and move into manifestor consciousness. Okay, there's several classes. They're very affordable in price. Okay, but I would go and check that out. It's called the road to the road. What is it? I'm trying to think how it's called again. It's been a while since I recorded it. The road to enlightenment, I think it's called. So if you go to learnitlive.com/Emanuelle McIntosh and just go to the road to enlightenment, and if you could just, there's 6 classes because I take people into a higher level, but if you could do the first 3, that will get you from out of victim consciousness and into manifestor consciousness. It does come with homework, though. You got to do the work. It's not just simply understanding it on an intellectual level. You have to become it. And that comes with exercises, and that comes with a reprogramming of the mind. Okay, so it's not just an intellectual class. It is something you're going to have to participate in, and you're going to have to integrate into your daily life. If you're willing to transcend your victim consciousness and move into becoming the ruler of your creation, then I would definitely suggest checking that class out. Okay. A lot of my followers have already followed them, and I've seen massive changes. A lot of those people went from being completely lost and victimized by narcissistic husbands and so on and so forth. And now they are completely in control of their reality. They have changed jobs, and they're now helping others do the same. So they've now become from the student, and now they're teachers themselves. So without any intention of making you feel good, the only way you're going to get to see a change in your reality is to change inside. Okay, we all have to go through that process. I had to as well. Okay, but that's the only way. Okay, so I hope that helps. All right, I'm gonna do one more card for the group, and then I'm gonna let you guys go because I still got a lot of work. And I'm gonna probably record the ascension for the zodiac signs right after this, and then post that for you guys today. And then we'll try and do a written post next week. I'll probably still be in Belgium. We'll see. Either that or I might be on the road. I don't know. We'll just go with it and see what happens, okay? Serious star blessings. Here's the group card for everybody. It says, yes, proceed, be seen, push through. Bless you, Gerald. Has been sneezing. You know what I'm really been drawn to? Like all these dots. You know, it's kind of like the Matrix. What you experience here in this temporary reality, one dot leads to the next. Okay, it's just about us choosing the right dots to follow. Okay, you have the fearful part of creation, you have the joyful part of creation, but if you move forward with positivity, with acceptance, with the complete embrace and experience of the knowing that everything happens for you and not to you, then you're only going to move and attract more experiences that are going to reflect that back to you. And it is still a human experience. We are going to have ups and downs, but that's because it's the easiest way to ascend and expand as a soul is to have the opposite of what we know to be true. because it teaches us, you can't know what cold is unless you've experienced what hot is. You can't experience love until you've experienced what it is to not be loved. Okay, you need the contradictive, the opposite, not contradictive, but the opposite energies in order to truly understand everything on a more profound, deeper level. So instead of trying to avoid and fight every negative thing that could possibly come to you, simply accept and be open to receive whatever it is that will help you as a soul to grow and have the experience you desire to have in this reality, whether it's a positive or a negative one. Every negative experience can be seen as a positive if you look at it as a life lesson for self-expansion, as a way for your soul to grow closer to God's source energy. Okay, because that's why souls want to expand, is because they want to move closer into a more God source energy, and eventually refuse back with all that is. Energy has to keep moving because it's always transforming. It has to. It can't be stagnant. It can't stay still. It doesn't work that way. It has to always be transformational. And that's why we keep choosing to reincarnate, because it helps us to become more aligned with who we know we are, because knowing who you are and experiencing who you are two different things. And you don't truly know who you are. You might have intellectual knowledge of, I am compassionate and I am this and I am that, but until your actions and reactions on physical level kind of express that knowing, you don't really know. You can read every book there is about love and listen to every song and read every poem and all of that, until you've experienced love yourself on a physical level, on an emotional level, on an energetic level, on an intellectual level. You don't know what love is. Okay, you have an idea of what it might be intellectually, but that's why we come here, to physically experience the things that we are and the things that we are not, so we can get a better understanding of what we know to be true, what that's all about. Does that make sense? So, we still have our ups and downs here too. It doesn't matter how spiritually enlightened you are, it doesn't matter how connected you are. Me and Gerald still go through ups and downs, but we look at it from a different angle. Okay, what is this learning me? What opportunity is there here? Yes, it sucks. Yes, I'm mad. Yes, I get disappointed. Yes, I get sad. But we don't get stuck in it anymore. It takes maybe half an hour. We get angry. We shout. We scream. We cry. And then we go, okay, now that we got that out of the way, the human emotional aspect of it, what might be coming out of this? And even if we can't figure it out, we just go, well, maybe it'll come clearer later. We surrender to it. We release it. We let it go. We move on. Okay. That's just how it is. Does that make sense? So I hope this helps you guys a little bit. I did a lot of talking, but I hope that it was educational for you guys and it can help you in your creation. It's so important to understand that you're in control. It's as simple as that. You're in control. Become the ruler of your own creation. Do what your heart aligns with, and always find your joy, even in the things that are not that joyful. Know and understand that love is always around. Okay, love is always around. You are the love that you can give, and you're the gift. You saying hello, a friendly hello to a stranger, you talking to a homeless person and seeing if there's anything you can do for them. Do you need a sandwich? Do you want something to eat? You are the gift if you choose to be it. And what we gift, we receive back. It's as simple as that. So if you want more abundance, help somebody in need. Somebody who's in more desperate need than you, who might need a sandwich or a bottle of water, or the gift of a hug, the gift of giving them, letting them talk, share their story. Well, there's always something that we can give. And what you give, you receive. Okay? Always remember that. You're the gift. You can be a gift to everybody you meet just by giving them a friendly smile, a nice nod, just by saying hello, how's your day going? You're the gift. All right? Never forget that. The universe doesn't make mistakes. You didn't come here and go, oh, crap. Okay? You came here with intention, with purpose. You wanted to be part of this crazy time we're living in because you wanted to be a gift to yourself and to everybody else around you. So be the gift and gift to yourself. It's so important to be kind to yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in your higher soul. Okay? Have faith in you. We don't come down here setting ourselves up for failure. Hell no. We come down here creating intentions to have certain experiences because we know we can rock this shit. And we know that it's not only going to help us to ascend, but also the collective. There's no mistakes. You can't make mistakes. All you're doing is choosing to have experiences because that's where the worth is. That's where the value is. That's where the money is. If you want to look at it from a human perspective. That's what's the important part is the experiences. So everything that you feel goes wrong or doesn't go as planned it's priceless for your soul. She's going, shit, yes. Priceless energy. Priceless opportunities for expansion. So seize every opportunity to expand. Don't go into victim consciousness. You're the conqueror. Fuck yeah. Look at me. I'm going to rock this shit. Okay? When something goes bad, that's all right. The universe has my back. That means something better is coming, or it just simply means that out of this experience, I'm going to expand to the next level. Thank you very much. Look at everything as an opportunity and a gift. When you do that, your entire experience of the world and of this human incarnation will flip upside down, and you will experience things that are going to bring you so much joy and so much valuable things, so much abundance that you never even thought it would be possible for you. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. I didn't do a lot of people. Sorry. There's a lot of talking. But we'll see you guys next week. I love you guys. Stay positive. Okay? And just know that you love yourself too. Big kiss. Bye.